I am going to go into the business idea, Tyler. I think. What do you think?
I think that's a great idea. I hope you came prepared because
None of these business ideas I've really came 100% prepared, but I had this conversation over the weekend and I actually had I didn't have a business idea. My dad gave me a business idea. I love the idea, but I'm not going to share it because I don't know if he actually wants to run with it. So if he doesn't, I'll maybe talk about it in a couple weeks, but I'll tell you off air for sure, Tyler. But I was talking, there was someone in town in Minot this weekend and they were in my house and they were like, "Oh, I like your interior design. It looks nice." And they were pretty much saying like, "Hey, I like interior design too, but I just don't, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do." So really this is a service and I'm sure it's out there somewhere, but an interior design company where they pretty much set everything up for you and give you different options. So if I go to Tyler Sinden Design and say, "Here's my styles," almost like, you know what Stitch Fix is?
No.
So Stitch Fix it's a website that ships you clothes every month and you go and you take a personality test, like a quiz of what you like. So it's like, here's the clothes I like. And they'll show you pictures, the pictures are a pair of jeans. And then there's a pair of wider jeans, whatever it might be. And then you take this quiz and it puts together a style guide for you. And then it will send you clothes so you don't have to go out and shop for them because you might not know what to buy. You don't know what looks good together, and they have personalized stylists that do it for you. So the iteration of this business is someone to do that for interior design or designing your house. So maybe you take this personality test, this quiz, and they put 2 pictures of rooms up. Okay, I like this room better. I like this room better. Okay, now I like these cabinets better. I like this cabinet and I like these countertops, whatever it might be. And maybe it's something that's more targeted towards people that are building homes. They're building their home from scratch. They have all these different ideas. I know that's something I run into. I go on Pinterest. I like so many different things that my mind is just a absolute fucked up mess up there that I don't know what I like. So if there was this streamlined process that you could take this quiz, this test, and they would give you a brief of whatever it might be. Maybe you only do it for one room. Maybe you do it for your whole house. But they would show you all the styles that you like and come up with a design and show you the cost. Okay, you can get this at XYZ company for this much. If you don't want to spend that much, here's 2 alternatives for cheaper, or here's a nicer one for more. Maybe it's an app or a website where you put your budget in. Hey, I have $10,000 to do my upstairs. And then they have to find different sources. They have to source these products from different places to come up with this. And there would be some logistical things on the back end. Maybe you could make partnerships with a different store. If I make a partnership with IKEA, I can be like, okay, well, I'll put your guys' products in here, but if XYZ company wants to do it, maybe they want 3% of all the cuts I send to you guys, whatever it might be. But that's kind of the premise of it. A design company that people don't have to go on Photoshop and do it themselves or make a list of the things they like or a Pinterest board, whatever it might be, and more of a Stitch Fix for interior design. What problems do you see?
Is it more of a software or an AI doing this?
I think it would be, I don't know. Unless there's like Stitch Fix has personal stylists that know about clothes. So maybe there's interior designers that are hired on the company or freelance for the company. And it's like the freelancer gets 4% of whatever it might be. I don't know how the model would work, the payout model, but
because in that case, I feel like that's already around one of the clients that we have. They're wanting to implement basically this, where it's an online e-design service where someone can come to them and say, hey, I'm designing my living room and I want some help picking out the decor there. They will offer them a few different solutions, but it's more meet with them, figure out their service. Whereas what I think would basically get rid of designers' needs is creating like a software or an AI where it's pick these 2 different images and then it's going to see what you like, and then pick these 2 different images, see what you like. And then it goes through a whole process. It goes through a whole process. And once you get to the end, it comes up with a design. Maybe it comes up with 5 of them and says, what do you like best? And then, do you like any of these? And if you don't like any of these, which ones do you prefer? And then maybe it comes up with a new iteration. And I think if it were that, I think it would be a little bit better, because then you don't have the labor costs for designers. And it's just basically a service where anyone can come here and maybe only charge like $100. And it's a fraction of the price for going out and hiring a designer.
Yeah.
And it's literally a 5-minute quiz that you got to take, 5-10 minute quiz. So I think having it as a software would be a better or more viable solution, especially because this already exists.
Yeah. I figured it probably exists somewhere, but what you could do to make it better. Yeah, I think a software and AI might be the way to do it, because then you're minimizing so many costs, and then the only staff you have is, maybe the marketing team, whatever it might be, but people that
engineers.
people that are growing the business, some customer service, maybe something like that. But yeah, I mean, I like the idea of AI. Do you know any people that can code this for us?
We'll start learning.
Yeah, I don't ever want to learn coding. I'll tell you that much. Well, I mean, it's not my worst idea.
Yeah, we got to a point where it wasn't bad. We good.
Hey, that's what we're on the show for, man. We bring shit up and we make it not bad.
Well, it's just like saying I want to come up with a phone company that, it already exists. So it's coming up with an idea that doesn't potentially already exist. Maybe it does already exist and we just don't know. But I think having the software, the AI aspect of it, makes it a little bit more unique and less cost.
And I wonder, I don't know if this exists with the client that you're working with, but I like the comparison thing, because a lot of times it's like, hey, there's this cool rug. I really love that rug, but I'm not paying $500 for a rug. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, here's a couple similar rugs that is $89, $120.
Yeah, that would be wild if it could surf the internet and find you thousands of, from different places too. It's like Wayfair, Amazon, and all these different websites. And it just gathers all these different products from different websites and places. I think that would be wild. That's another step up.
That would be, that was the main thing that I was like, it would have to source from other places. Yeah. Because there's a lot of things I like, and I'm like, God, I don't want to spend that kind of money for it. That's not worth it. It's just a cabinet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But and that's where the time suck comes from. Finding the alternatives that are similar can take up so much time. Whereas if there was, a lot of times I would pay, I don't know how much I'd pay, but I'd pay amount of money to not have to go through all that, to not search to find a similar rug or search to find a similar lamp that's not $300.
Maybe this is the new idea, or next week's business idea. It's like, I want an L desk, surf the web, and find me the best offers.
I'm sure that one's out there, but
you think?
I don't know. There's companies that search they compare prices, and it's like, hey,
but you got to actually put in the work. I could search Google and search L desk, and then I could, sift through all of them, go on IKEA, look through all of them, go on Wayfair, look through all of them, go on Amazon, look through all of them.
I
want to be like, hey, search the whole internet. I
think there's a service that says, if you're about to buy something, if you're about to buy an L desk, it'll pop up and say, hey, no, you can get this one for this much cheaper. I think. I don't know what it's called.
On this website?
There's a website like that. I don't know what it's called, but I've seen apps for it before.